So we've just gone a few miles, and first impressions, quite soft and quite wallowy, and yeah, it does feel like you've got to plan your entry speed well in advance. Brakes, brake nice and early, get the weight under control, and be prepared to not take corners very quickly at all. We're going to take it on some of my favourite little single tracks, really gnarly, potholey, bumpy roads here, just to see how it goes up this lane. One thing I do like though is this straight power, catback straight piped exhaust. It does sound V8. There's no question this is V8. Now, whether it goes in keeping with a luxury cruiser Range Rover or not, I don't know, but do you know what? It's a bit of fun, this. It's a bit of fun. Gearbox, engine it's adequate for steady cruising. I think that's what is fair to say, nothing more than that. We're going along this, as I say, quite a bumpy, narrow road we're going along, and yeah, the damping's by far from the best I've ever experienced. We are getting sort of tossed from side to side, and the brakes don't inspire huge confidence. It feels like the brakes are on the edge. Because of the age they've got to now, the P38, somewhere between 20 and 30 years old, they're moving from old cars into what I would call modern classics. And just look at the value of the first generation, the Range Rover, the Classic. Oh my word, the price of those are obscene now. And don't forget, this has got the underpinnings of that first generation. So we're just going to come down to this T-junction, and we'll just open the V8 up a little bit, just see what it accelerates like. Jake's sort of tempered my enthusiasm by saying it's not quite as quick as his 5 Golf GTI.
Not quite.
So, is it clear?
Good left.
Left, yeah, okay. So, coming out of the 30 just here, so we've now sat at 20 miles an hour. We'll see if the gearbox kicks down at 20, and just harder acceleration, kicks down. We're at 30. We're at 40. And 45-ish, and I'm just going to back off because we've got a slight sweeper here, and I think 45 in this is probably fast enough. So, look, this is not fast by any means, and I think I read somewhere that the 4 litres were about 15, 16 seconds, I believe, to 60.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not sure this would even get there in 15 seconds, but it's not about that. This is about a big V8 cruiser. Yes, the steering is, well, it's sloppy, too much of a, being too critical. I'm not sure. It's certainly got a boat feel to the car. And I'm not sure I'd have the confidence to take it on a 200 or 300 mile drive cross country either. But in time, and they always said actually that the engine and gearbox in these were more robust. It was more the electrics and the air suspension and the little niggles. But when you're down at these sort of values, these niggles you can sort of live with, I suppose.
Yeah.
A bit of a winter hack. Would I have it? Absolutely I would. And you wouldn't really be bothered about it. You'd just use it. I could live with a few niggles here and there. Who cares, because the money you spent on it. And you know what? Even if you had a major issue with it, you'd just probably get your money back on spares and repairs.
Yeah.
Headlining, I've got to keep coming back to this sheepskin flipping rug that's stuck to the ceiling. That's probably put a lot of people off, actually, because of the image.
I think it has. The worst thing as well is that he found it in his house. He decided to put it in the car.
So the guy that you bought it off, he was the one that did that?
He did this.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, he did. Apparently the headliner was sagging a lot, and he said, you know what, I've got some carpet in the house.
Yes.
And he decided to put this in here, which I can live with. I can live with.
You can live with it because of the price.
Yeah, £1,400. Can't go wrong.
Just open that V8. Not sure if that'll come out on camera, but wow. So what we're going to do here, the road stops. We're going to take a little left and we're going to go down this potholed off-road forest track for a mile just to see what it's like with regard to its light off-road duties. Coming down this type of road, a sort of a potholed forest track is probably right into the Range Rover's element, because for the standard springs and dampers now that it's got on instead of the air ride, and for such an old car, it's riding this road perfectly well, perfectly comfortable, just ticking along at sort of 10 miles an hour, and this is in its element. This is what a Range Rover can do. What is, I always think that when you get to the bottom of the market in car values, though, I almost expected a certain smell, a sort of a piss stain, flipping stench or something. But actually, do you know what? You've not got. Oh, I can't see any air fresheners, but it's
not awful.
No, it's not at all, is it? It's
No.
not awful at all. Because we were sort of talking about with the headlining and that a few activities could have gone on in this car, and you just tend to not want to think about it.
It has had a deep clean. Very
Yeah,
deep clean.
good. So Jake's just jumped in just to go on this forest road. Jake, so what's your plans for the car then? So you've had it a week. What is this? Is it a keeper? Is it a modifier? Is it save all your money to run it? Long termer, short termer? What?
I'm in two minds. So
Okay.
I've got the off-road idea in the head of going lift it a bit.
Oh, right, okay, yeah,
Like my truck used to be.
yeah.
Um,
Because you used to
Ford
have a
Ranger.
Ford Ranger.
Yeah.
That was last winter, wasn't it?
that was the last
Yeah.
winter.
Okay.
Or the other side is keep it as a bit of a pavement princess. Keep
Okay.
it nice and clean, try
Yeah.
and get it immaculate and get a bit of money back on it, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I do think that the P38As now are just, well, the bottoms quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
And as I say, there's less of them now, there's less of them about, and they've still got that Range Rover, the ability of what Range Rovers can do, which is they can go to a posh restaurant, you can park and take it out with the missus somewhere nice. It can do that, the posh part, the luxury part, do the off-road part. It can be the versatile truck. It can do so much. It's just, the only half-post thing is you probably not had it long enough to know what you're getting to the gallon, MPG wise.
Yeah.
For a young lad like yourself,
Money's tight. I reckon it's going to be high teens. Might scrape 20 to the gallon, I'd imagine.
I would have, well, where we live, quite rural,
Yeah.
quite hilly, stop-start, I think mid-teens, high teens at best. We shall see. We'll have to have you back before you sell
we
it
will
to
do.
see how you get on with the fuel consumption. So we're back on a normal single track road, so we're going to have a little play down here for a few miles, and then we're going to head back to my place and take it off-road in the fields. So Jake, you just engage in sport,
Mode.
which just basically holds the revs.
Yeah, it
longer.
holds up to a bit more close to the limiter.
Okay, so we're going to just give it a little squirt down this little lane here and see what the baby sounds like. Well, brilliant. Done that, and we're
Sounds
going
good. 45.
45 miles an hour. It feels and sounds like we're going about 85 miles an hour. That V8. So, Jake, just as you drop it back into normal, we're going to head back home now to the field. But before we get there, Jake, there's always a few things. I know you've only had it a week, but initial impressions with regard to Anything that you don't like? Anything annoying you?
Handling is one of the biggest things. It's quite a task to drive it anywhere far. But
will this do many long journeys, or you're mostly round town?
It's going to be quite a town, country lady sort of car.
Okay.
It drones quite a lot at 60. You sort of go a bit deaf.
Yes. Okay.
Get a bit of a headache.
And that's because of the exhaust being really quite a bit boomy then as well.
But you can live with it.
Absolutely.
Right,
yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. So we've just come into the field, we've gone into low ratio 4, we've had a flashing orange cog, but that's gone out now.
Yeah, just time to select neutral now. So.
Yeah, you can go up there, so let's go straight on, and we're just going to go around the perimeter, just see what it's like off-road. So, say low ratio, I don't know how many Range Rovers nowadays are taking round through the fields, but this is its element. Got to remember this is on road going tyres that are pretty much Chinese knockoffs. In fact, I think they're all different actually. So, and yet you are going to get some proper sort of all-terrain tyres fitted, which would just make such a difference. For me, tyres is the king when it comes to off-road rather than the actual car itself. Going to go down a little, it's not a steep hill, slope really. You'd expect the Range Rover to eat this. So we'll just take it nice and steady. How does it feel, Jake? First time off-road in the
Engine
range?
braking feels actually like it's working as well.
Yeah.
Not applying much brakes here, and it's keeping itself
nice and steady.
Slow, yeah.
This afternoon, what have we found out? What doesn't work? Driver's door window.
Yep, driver's side window regulator.
Even low ratio seems to be working. So, what's the summary of the car, of the, at times, much criticised P38 Range Rover? Maybe they got it right with this one. Maybe they got it right at the end of the line, because for all this stuff to be largely working, a few cosmetic bits and pieces, but I'm struggling to think of this car being only worth 1,400. It feels like it should at least be double that in value. The car, the way it goes, look, it's not a fast car at all. It's slow, it's very boat-like, the steering's completely vague, the brakes feel like they're on the edge. But there's something iconic about the Range Rover, these older classic Range Rovers. I still love this old-fashioned dash. The slush box 4-speed gearbox is not great, but what is that exhaust, the straight pipe that they've fitted to it, it brings out that V8 noise, and it does sound really, really nice when it comes past. Jake, you might have just got the buy of 2024 with this car. I absolutely love it. A big thank you to you to bringing it and getting it on the channel. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. And if you want to see more, please give me the thumbs up. Please comment below. And most importantly of all, stay tuned. There'll be more videos coming up soon. Thanks for watching.